The crimson cup the storm came fast. Cole's ship shook violently before the engines gave out. He slammed against the controls, yelling, "Come on!" Not now. But it was too late. The screen went dark and the ship spiraled down through thick red clouds. The jungle below rushed up like a hungry mouth. When he opened his eyes, everything was burning. The wreckage of his ship was scattered across a dense alien jungle. Trees bent in odd shapes, glowing plants hissed in the rain, and distant creatures howled. Cole's side was bleeding. A sharp metal shard had cut deep into his ribs. He dragged himself out of the burning cockpit, holding his side, each step heavier than the last. His breath was short. His body ached. He didn't even know which planet this was. The mission was simple: scan old ruins, report back, but now he was stranded. Alone. Hours passed. The rain turned cold. Cole stumbled deeper into the jungle, leaving a trail of blood behind. His vision blurred. Strange shapes moved between the trees. He thought he saw eyes glowing in the dark, and then a soft humming sound, female, gentle, almost like singing. He followed the voice. That's when he saw her. She stood beneath an arch of broken stone, half covered in moss. Her skin shimmered pale violet under the moonlight. Long silver hair floated around her shoulders, and her eyes, possibly large and glowing gold, locked onto his. Cole tried to speak, but he collapsed. When he awoke, the pain was gone. He was lying on a bed of soft grass inside a ruined stone chamber. Firelight danced on the walls. The alien girl sat beside him, quiet, her hands glowing faintly over his wound. She looked young, barely older than him, but not human. Definitely not. "You should not have come here," she said softly. Cole coughed. "Did you heal me?" "Not yet," she answered. Then she reached behind her and lifted a strange cup stone, carved with old symbols, filled with glowing red liquid. "Drink. This will keep you alive." He looked at the cup suspiciously. "What is it?" She didn't blink. "Sacred blood." That word made something twist in his stomach. "I'd rather not drink blood," he muttered. "If you don't," she said, placing the cup in his hands, "you will die before the sun rises. Your wound is poisoned. The jungle does not forgive outsiders." Cole stared into the cup. The red liquid shimmered like molten metal. It smelled sweet. He hesitated. The girl tilted her head. "It is not from any creature. It is from the roots of the shrine tree. We call it sacred blood because it chooses who lives and who dies." He was fading. His breath was shallow again. His vision blurred. He drank. Instantly, warmth spread through his body. His heart beat faster. The pain vanished. The world sharpened. Then something strange happened. He could hear her heartbeat, her breath, her thoughts. Cole gasped. What did you do?" The girl leaned closer, her eyes glowing brighter now. "The blood has accepted you. Now we are bound." "Bound? What do you mean?" "You drank what was not meant for your kind. Now it flows in both of us. I gave it to you willingly. The shrine will not allow us to part." Cole sat up, breathing heavily. A burning sensation lit up on his chest. He pulled down his torn shirt and saw it. A glowing mark. A symbol. A circle with two curved lines matching one on her wrist. "This isn't real," he whispered. She touched his arm gently. "You should rest now. Tomorrow, your true change will begin." Cole grabbed her wrist. "No, tell me what this is. Tell me what you did." She didn't pull away. "I saved your life," she said calmly. "And in doing so, I have given up my own." "What are you talking about?" The fire crackled between them. Outside, the jungle screamed in the night. She looked away. "My people will hunt us when they find out." They don't allow our sacred bond to be shared with humans. Cole stared. At her confused, angry, scared. She looked back into his eyes. You are mine now, human, whether you wish it or not. And with that, she stood and walked into the shadows, leaving Cole with the burning mark, the echo of her voice in his head, and the terrifying truth that whatever had just happened couldn't be undone. Asterisk. The binding mark. Cole sat alone in the old stone chamber, staring at the glowing mark on his chest. The jungle outside was alive with strange sounds, whispers, clicks, roars. But none of that scared him as much as the words she'd left him with. You are mine now, human. He had no idea what that meant. Was this some kind of alien ritual? Trick? A curse? The girl hadn't told him her name. She had just vanished into the darkness like a ghost. But even now, he could feel her presence in his mind. Faint, soft, like a distant echo he couldn't block. He stood up slowly, the pain in his side completely gone. The wound had sealed no scar, no mark, just clean skin. Whatever that red liquid was, it had worked. But it had done more than just heal him. He felt stronger, his senses sharper. The air smelled clearer. The colors around him seemed deeper, and yet that mark on his chest glowed like fire. Suddenly, his heart raced, not from fear, but because someone was near. She stepped into the chamber again, barefoot, quiet as the breeze. Her silver hair glowed faintly in the firelight. She wasn't holding a weapon, but she didn't need one. Her presence alone made him freeze. I brought food, she said gently, holding out a bowl of small, glowing berries. He didn't move. What's your name? He finally asked. She paused, tilting her head like a curious animal. Lika. Okay, Lika. He pointed at the mark. What is this? You said I'm bound to you? What does that mean? She came closer, her eyes locked on his. Means we are connected. Your life is now tied to mine. You feel my emotions, and I feel yours. The sacred blood links us. That's insane, he said. I didn't agree to any of this. You drank it? You said it was medicine. Said it would save your life. I didn't lie. He looked down. His fists were tight. So now what? You keep me as your what pet? Like his expression changed. For the first time, he saw pain flash across her face. No, that's not how it works. You think I wanted this? You think I wanted to give my blood to a human? Cole stayed quiet. She stepped back. My people will never accept this bond. You're human. They see your kind as invaders, as cursed. Her voice grew softer, but I saw something different. You didn't kill when you had the chance. You didn't scream when you were hurt. You didn't run from me. He sat down again, confused, tired. So what happens now? Lika knelt beside the fire and placed the bowl down. We need to leave. If they find us together, they'll break the bond. They'll do it with pain. How do they break it? He asked. She didn't answer at first. Then they cut the soul link. Cole frowned. The what? Lika touched the mark on her own wrist. This mark is not on your skin alone. It's inside your soul, your blood, your breath. If they cut it, it tears both lives apart. He swallowed. Will it kill me? Lika looked up. Her golden eyes were sad. It'll be worse than death. For a long time, neither of them spoke. The fire cracked. The jungle moaned. And inside Cole's chest, the mark pulsed like a second heartbeat. Finally, he asked, Why did you do it, Lika? Why did you save me? She gave him a tired smile. Because I was once saved too, a long time ago. By a human girl. She died protecting me. This bond is my way of honoring her. Cole felt her sorrow like a weight in his chest. It wasn't just words. He could feel it now, grief hidden deep, now leaking through the bond. Then another feeling came, fear. Her eyes widened suddenly. They're close. I can feel them. Cole stood quickly. Who? She grabbed his hand. Hunters. My people. They found your ship's crash. They'll come here next. What do we do? She looked into his eyes. Run. The Forbidden Union, the jungle, was no longer just wild, it was hunting them. Cole ran behind Laika, crashing through thick, glowing vines and twisted trees. His boots slammed into wet roots, and every branch seemed to reach for him. Behind them, he heard distant shouts, not human. Alien voices, sharp, fast, almost musical, but filled with rage. They were getting closer. How many? Cole gasped, trying to keep up. 3 warriors, Lika said without turning. And my sister, she's leading them. Your sister. She's the blood keeper. She decides who is worthy of the sacred bond. And she thinks you're a mistake. Cole didn't like the sound of that. Great. So she's trying to kill me for drinking tree juice. Laika suddenly stopped and spun around. It wasn't just juice. The blood accepted you. That never happens with humans. What does that even mean? It means she looked into his eyes. ... You were chosen. Before he could answer, a bolt of white energy flew past them and blasted a tree in half. The trunk exploded. In fire and ash, Cole ducked behind a boulder as Laika grabbed his arm and dragged him into a narrow crevice between rocks. They squeezed into a dark tunnel just as more blasts lit up the forest. Stay quiet, she whispered, breathing hard. Cole pressed his back against the wall, heart pounding. His body was glowing slightly, just like Laika's. He looked down at his chest. The mark was brighter now, reacting to danger. He could feel her fear, too. Not panic, but deep worry. Not for herself, but for him. Why is your sister hunting? You? He asked softly. Because I broke the oldest law. I gave the sacred blood to someone not of our kind. He shook his head. You saved my life. Yes, but in their eyes, that life was not worth saving. Cole clenched his jaw. They don't even know me. They don't care, Laika said. They've hated humans for generations. Another blast shook the tunnel above. Dust rained down. We need to move, she said. There's an old temple ahead. The walls block energy signals. They crawled through the narrow tunnel until it opened into a dark, underground path. Strange. Blue mushrooms glowed on the ceiling. Cole touched one soft and cold. You said the bond connects us, he whispered. What if they break it? What happens to you? Laika paused. Her face was in shadow. The same thing that will happen to you. He frowned. We both die. She shook her head. No. We forget everything. The bond will be erased. You'll live, but your soul will feel empty. A silence that never ends. Cole stared at her and you. I'm already marked, she said softly. Even if I forget, the others won't. They'll exile me. Something cracked overhead. Cole pulled her back just as a heavy rock fell where she was about to step. The jungle wasn't just outside now, it was coming in. As they reached the temple, the air changed. It was colder, quieter, sacred. The building was covered in vines, but still stood tall stone columns carved with symbols that looked familiar now, as if Cole had seen them before in a dream. They entered the chamber. In the center stood a broken statue of 2 figures, one human-shaped, one alien holding hands, their bodies touching at the chest. A glowing mark connected them. Cole stepped closer. His own mark flickered brighter. This place, he said. It's like Laika nodded. It's a memory. A forbidden one. This bond existed long ago between species, but it ended in war. The elders erased the truth and made new laws. Cold touched the statue. It was warm. Laika stood beside him. They'll come soon. We can hide, but not forever. Once they find us, they'll force the ritual. Cole looked at her. What if I don't let them? She smiled faintly. You think you can stop a bloodkeeper? No, but I can fight. For what's mine? Laika's eyes softened. She placed her hand on his chest, over the mark. This bond, it's not just magic. It's choice. You could have run from me, but you didn't. Cole looked into her golden eyes. I didn't come all this way to forget. Outside, the air shifted. Footsteps, voices, lyka. Single quotes, eyes darkened. They're here. Asterisk shared dreams, shared pain. Cole was sweating. Not from heat, not from fear. From something stranger. He wasn't asleep. But he wasn't awake, either. His body sat inside the temple beside Laika. Yet his mind drifted, pulled into something he didn't understand. He saw flashes. It's a great fire. It's a battle. Screaming, not his memories. Laika's in the vision, a younger Laika stood before a council of cloaked figures. Her face was determined, her voice shaking as she pleaded. The bond chose him. A woman stepped forward, tall, cold-eyed. She raised a glowing blade and replied, Then you have chosen exile. Cole gasped and snapped back to the present, trembling. What was that? Laika turned to him, pale and quiet. You saw it? Yes. I didn't mean to share it. The bond, it's growing stronger. He wiped his face. So now I see your past, too. Laika nodded. Only the parts that burn. Before he could reply, the air changed again. Cold, electric. 3 warriors entered the ruined temple. Tall, armored in dark silver, their weapons humming with deadly energy. Behind them walked a woman, elegant, deadly, with eyes the same gold as Laika's, her sister. Step away from the human, the woman ordered. Voice sharp like a blade. Laika rose to her feet, standing protectively in front of Cole. He is my bond. Her sister frowned. That is the problem. One of the warriors raised his weapon. He desecrated the sacred blood. He didn't know. Laika shouted. He was dying. I saved him. You broke our law, her sister said coldly. And you've poisoned our legacy. Cole stood up. I didn't ask for any of this. The sister turned her gaze on him. Then be grateful. We're here to free you. Cole's chest burned. The mark flared. He looked at Laika. She was trembling, not from fear, but from something deeper. Desperation. They'll cut the bond, she whispered. They brought the knife. What knife? The severance blade. It touches the soul. It forgets nothing. Cole clenched his fists. They think they're helping me. Laika nodded slowly. They think they're saving me too, from shame. One of the warriors stepped forward. Enough talking. But Cole raised his hand. Wait, before you break anything, let me say one thing. The sister narrowed her eyes. Speak, Cole pointed at the ancient statue behind him, the 2 figures holding hands. Joined by the mark, this bond didn't begin with us, he said. It was once honored. You erased it because you were afraid. You know nothing of our history. The sister snapped. I saw it, Cole said. Through her memories, and she saw mine. Laika's eyes widened. Wait, your dreams. He nodded. I've had them since I drank the blood. A girl in a burning city. A promise made under stars. That wasn't you, was it? No, she whispered. It wasn't. The sister grew tense. You're infected. The bond is spreading beyond its limits. You mean we're becoming one, Cole said? That scares you. She stepped forward and drew the blade. It shimmered like glass, humming with strange energy. Step forward, human, she ordered. Let me end this. Laika blocked her. I won't let you. You'd fight me. Her sister growled. For him? For what the bond truly means, Lika answered. A crack of light filled the room. One warrior fired. Cole rolled aside, pulling Lika down with him as the blast hit the statue behind them, shattering the ancient symbol of unity. Lika screamed. Her chest glowed. The bond reacted. Cole felt it. Pain, anger, fear. But not his own. Hers. He was inside her mind now. Deeper than before. And then, something else. The mark on his chest burned like fire. Light burst from his skin, throwing back the warriors. The sister staggered, her blade trembling. Impossible. Cole stepped forward, his voice low. This bond isn't broken. It's awakened. Lika looked at him, breathless. You're changing? His eyes had a golden tint now. The blood had reshaped something inside him, and in that moment Lika's sister saw it too. You're not just bonded, she whispered. You're becoming one. Cole looked down at Lika and offered her his hand. I didn't want this, he said softly. But I'll fight for it. She took his hand. The temple glowed around them. For a moment, even the hunters hesitated. Then her sister whispered, We'll return, with the elders. And just like that, they vanished into the jungle's shadows. Lika collapsed into his arms shaking. They'll bring the ritual circle next time. What's that? The bond can be tested in one place. If it fails, we both die. Cole held her tighter. Then let's make sure it doesn't fail. The blood trial wide stone circle lay in the center of a misty valley. Carved into the ground were old marking symbols Cole had never seen before, but somehow understood. They pulsed faintly with red light, like veins in a living creature. In the distance, shadowy alien figures watched from behind thick pillars. Silent, cold, at the edge of the circle stood Lika. She was barefoot, dressed in ceremonial robes, her silver hair tied back. Her golden eyes never left Cole as he walked toward her. You don't have to do this, she said quietly. He stopped a few feet away, heart pounding. They gave me a choice, either face the trial or lose the bond forever. Lika lowered her head. The trial isn't fair. It's designed to break your spirit. Cole nodded. Then they picked the wrong human. From the shadows, Lika's sister stepped into the circle, carrying a curved blade. Behind her, a warrior appeared massive, scarred, wearing dark armor etched with bone-white paint. His name was Kalika's former bondmate. He stared at Cole like a wolf, watching prey. The trial begins now, the sister announced. If the bond is true, the blood will guide him. If not, he will fall. Cole looked at Lika one last time. If I lose, you won't, she whispered. Then the circle lit up, and Kale attacked. Cole dodged fast, barely avoiding the first swing. The blade sang through the air, cutting inches from his face. Kale moved like a monster, fast, heavy, brutal. Cole had no weapon, only instinct. The mark on his chest burned. Each time Kale struck, Cole saw the move a second before it happened. Not with his eyes, through the bond. Like his fear, her memories of Kale's training, her knowledge of his style. They all flowed into Cole's mind. He ducked under a wide slash and kicked Kale's leg. It barely moved him, but it was enough to prove one thing. Cole wasn't helpless. Kale growled. You think you're worthy of her? You're nothing. I don't care what you think, Cole replied, breathless. I didn't ask for this bond, but I won't let it be erased. Kale rushed forward again. This time, Cole rolled and grabbed a staff from the ground part of an old pillar. He blocked the next hit with a sharp clang and countered with a blow to Kale's ribs. Kale stumbled. The crowd of watchers stirred. Even Lika's sister narrowed her eyes. Cole felt the pain in his chest grow stronger, more like pressure now. The bond was pushing him beyond his limits. But Kale wasn't done. He raised the blade and slashed across Cole's arm. Blood sprayed. Cole fell to one knee. Lika gasped, stepping forward, but her sister held her back. He must stand on his own. Cole looked up through the pain. Cale raised the blade again, ready to strike the final blow. Then something strange happened. A flash of memory, Lika's memory. She was a child, crying in the rain, alone, beaten. A human woman wrapped her in a cloak and said softly, "You are never alone when your heart chooses." Cole understood this bondage wasn't just about blood. It was about choice, about love, about courage. As Cale swung down, Cole grabbed the blade with both hands, letting it cut deeper into his palms, but stopping it. He stared into Cale's eyes. "You don't understand her like I do." Cale's strength faltered. "You're just a man." Cole stood, bleeding but alive. "And she chose me." With a final shout, he twisted the blade from Cale's hands and struck him across the face with the staff. Cale dropped to the ground, groaning. Silence. The mark on Cole's chest burst with golden light so bright it lit the whole valley. The symbols in the circle glowed to match. The ground trembled. Lika fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. Her sister looked stunned. The bond is complete. Cole dropped the staff and walked toward Lika. She stood slowly, her eyes wide with awe. "You felt it, didn't you?" He said. She nodded. Every breath, every heartbeat, every choice. He reached out. She took his hand. From the pillars, the elders turned away, saying nothing. Lika's sister stepped forward. "You've passed. The bond is now eternal. Number? Blade can cut it." Then she looked at Lika with a strange smile. "Take care of your human. He has more fight than I expected." As she turned and walked away, Cole whispered, "Is it over?" Lika nodded slowly. "No, it's just begun." The breaking of the bond night fell over the valley like a heavy blanket. Cole sat beside a small fire, his arms wrapped in bandages, still sore from the trial. Lika leaned against a stone wall nearby, watching the flames dance. The silence between them was thick, uncomfortable. Just full, they had one. But something didn't feel right. "The bond feels different," Cole said softly, breaking. The quiet Lika nodded slowly. "It's stronger now. Too strong." He looked at her. "Too strong. I thought passing the trial meant we were safe." "No," she whispered. "It means the bond won't break anymore. Even if one of us wants it to." Cole's chest tightened. "Are you saying we're trapped?" "No," she said gently. "I'm saying we're fused. Fully, what you feel, I feel. What I feel, you carry." He took a deep breath. "Ellen, why does it feel heavier now?" Lika looked up at the stars. "Because I'm hiding something from you, and the bond knows." Cole turned to face her. "Tell me." She hesitated, then stood and walked to a small stone box buried beneath moss. She opened it slowly, revealing a crystal vial filled with deep red, liquid darker than the sacred blood he drank before. "This is severance dust," she said. "It's forbidden, but if you drink it, the bond will end." Cole's eyes narrowed. "You kept this? Why?" "Because I didn't want you to be trapped," she said. "You didn't ask for this life, Cole. You crashed, bled, and I forced a connection on you. You saved me. I marked you forever." He stood now too. "So, what, you want me to drink it?" "No," she said quickly. "But I needed you to know it exists. I needed you to have the choice." Cole stared at the vial. His chest mark pulsed, faintly, still glowing, still alive. "Would you take it?" he asked. "If I gave it to you?" She didn't answer right away. "I thought about it," she whispered. "After the trial, I felt your pain. I felt how tired you were, I thought. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I stole your future. You didn't, he said firmly. You lost your world. Your ship, your mission, your freedom. Cole stepped closer, his voice low. And I gained something I never expected, someone who stood beside me when no one else did. She blinked fast, holding back tears. You don't know everything. About me, Cole. Then show me. She reached for his hand and pressed it to her chest directly over her glowing mark. And suddenly, he was inside her memory. He stood in the middle of a dark chamber, cold and echoing. A younger Lika knelt before a shadowy elder. Behind her, two lifeless human bodies lay wrapped in cloth. They died protecting you. The elder said, I didn't ask them to, Lika whispered. And yet, you carry their blood within you. You drank from their hands. You accepted the forbidden gift. They loved me. Love is weakness. Break your connection or be exiled. Lika stood, her face hard with pain. Then I choose exile. Cole gasped, pulled back into the present. His knees shook. He understood now. You drank human blood. Lika nodded slowly. I was dying. A human couple saved me. Their blood mixed with the trees, sap created something unnatural. He looked at her, stunned. That's why the bond worked with me. Yes, she said. Because I'm part human now, in ways no one else is. He stepped back. Then the elders don't just fear our bond, they fear you. Nodded. That's why they'll come again. But next time, they won't try to break the bond. They'll try to end us both. Suddenly, the mark on Cole's chest flashed violently. He dropped to one knee. Pain ripped through his head, burning, twisting. Cole Lika ran to him, holding his shoulders. I see something, he gasped. A dark sky, a fire, an army marching this way. She closed her eyes. The elders are coming. How long? One sunrise. He gritted his teeth and looked at her. Then we stand our ground. She stared into his eyes. Together. He nodded. Always. But as they prepared to leave the safety of the valley, Lika looked back. Once more, at the vial of severance dust. And in her heart, a question still whispered. If saving him means losing myself, would I still choose this path? Forever bound, the jungle was silent. Too silent. Even the glowing insects had vanished. Birds had stopped singing. The wind had stilled. It was the calm that came before something terrible. Cole tightened the belt around his waist, where he'd tied a broken spearhead to a staff. It wasn't much, but it was better than nothing. He looked over at Lika, who stood quietly at the edge of the old shrine, her silver hair lifted by the rising heat of the morning air. They're close, she said. He nodded. I know. I can feel it too. The bond between them was like a second heartbeat now. It pulsed through their thoughts, their nerves, even their memories. Cole had never believed in anything mystical. But now he didn't need belief. He had her. Suddenly, the trees shifted. A low rumble echoed through the ground, and then they came. Elders, tall, robed figures with masks shaped like skulls. Behind them, armored warriors with energy blades marched forward in perfect silence. One of them held something glowing. Long silver dagger. Not for war, for ritual. The severance blade. Lika stepped forward. You don't have to do this. An elder replied in a cold voice. You are no longer one of us. Cole moved to her side. Then maybe that's a good thing. Another elder spoke. The bond has gone beyond limits. The male now sees through our walls. He dreams what he shouldn't. The human mind was never meant to hold such power. I didn't ask for it, Cole replied, but I won't let you take it. The first elder lifted the blade. Then you leave us no choice. The air snapped. Like lightning. Warriors charged. Cole pushed Laika aside just in time as a blast struck the ground where she had stood. He rolled and swung his makeshift spear, striking the nearest attacker in the leg. Laika raised both hands, and vines exploded from the ground, wrapping around two warriors like living ropes. But there were too many. A bolt hit Cole in the shoulder. He dropped his weapon, gritting his teeth in pain. A warrior moved in to finish. Him! But Laika screamed. Her golden eyes flared, and the mark on her wrist burst into light. The same mark on Cole's chest answered. A wave of power blasted outward, throwing the attackers back. The elders froze. She's awakened it. One whispered. Too late, said another. The bond is complete. Suddenly, everything stopped. The warriors dropped their weapons. The air shimmered on. The elders stepped into the center of the circle, surrounding Cole and Laika. You have fused beyond body, the lead elder said. Your souls are no longer separate. Cole stood, holding Laika's hand. Then, break us. The elder raised the blade. Laika didn't flinch, but just as the blade touched her chest, Cole stepped in front of it. The mark on his body glowed so bright it blinded the entire clearing. Time froze, and in that still moment, the bond spoke, not in words, but in emotion. Memory, truth. The elders saw what Cole had seen. A child Laika being held by dying humans. A promise whispered in blood. A bond that healed pain instead of causing it. The elders stepped back. This is not what we feared. The blade dissolved into dust, and then the sky cleared. The warriors slowly lowered their weapons. The lead elder looked at them both. You are not our enemy. You are a path we forgot. A memory we buried. Stood taller than remember it now. The elder bowed. You are free to go, but know this others may not accept your union. Outside these lands, the bond is still feared. Laika whispered, then we'll walk the world together. And show them it's something worth trusting. The elders turned and vanished into the mist, their cloaks trailing behind like shadows returning to silence. When they were gone, Cole collapsed to his knees, shaking. Laika knelt beside him. You risked everything. He smiled weakly. So, did you? She looked down at his chest. The mark was no longer glowing. It had settled into his skin like a permanent scar, but it was beautiful. So, she whispered, still think I forced this bond on you? He shook his head. You didn't force it. You woke it. She leaned forward, her forehead touching his. Then stay with me, not because you have to, but because you choose to. Cole smiled. I choose you, forever. Months later. In a quiet village, deep in the alien jungle, a human and an alien woman walked hand in hand. Locals whispered when they passed, but no one dared speak against them because the mark on their skin didn't just glow anymore. It shone like the dawn of something new.